This is the story I call Fire in the Hole. That's not a very long one. I'm not even sure why I tell some of these stories. I guess it gives me something to talk about, and maybe as I tell the story you get a little more of a feel for my personality and things that I remember about my life. But one was when I was working construction in Tulsa. We were building a hospital. I'd gotten the job through my uncle, Uncle Don. He was the father of Jamie. I've told you stories about Jamie and breaking his teeth out and stuff. Anyway, Uncle Don gave me an opportunity to work construction during the summer so I could save up money for BYU. I was working there one day. I enjoyed working construction, by the way. It was a real opportunity. Probably at some point I'll tell you more stories about why I enjoyed the construction and things I learned there. But this particular story is just a short one about when I was working one day and I hear them yelling, "Fire in the hole! Fire in the hole!" And growing up on a ranch, I had no idea. We didn't hardly have any TV channels, so I didn't get to watch a lot of movies. Maybe all of you nowadays know what fire in the hole meant. I thought it meant that something had caught on fire, and so I thought they were yelling for people to come help put the fire out. And so I'd take off running over where they're digging this hole down there, the drive down into the hospital so the cars could park and stuff. They were digging it down in deeper. I went running over there to help put this fire out. And I don't remember exactly what I saw other than everybody waving and yelling at me to get out. And I recognized at that point that they've got dynamite hooked up down there and a guy getting ready to blow up the dynamite. And they're screaming at me to get out of there. And they had these big metal hoppers that they would pour the concrete into. They didn't have these big long hoses like they have now to lift the concrete up into the top of buildings. They would fill up these big metal hoppers with concrete, and then all of us grunt labor workers, we had like these wheelbarrow things that we would fill up with concrete, and then we'd run it over to a wall and dump it out. And that's how they got the concrete spread out across the building when you were up on the higher floors and stuff. But luckily that metal hopper was close by, because I just remember when I saw that metal hopper I ran as fast as I could and jumped behind it. And right as I jumped behind it I hear the explosion behind me and see rocks and stuff come flying by. And for those who haven't figured out yet, fire in the hole means they're blowing up dynamite. It does not mean they want you to go help put out a fire. And that was my lesson that I learned that day.